Super professional intro with no music so I don't get copyright struck. Struck. Yeah! Hello there, my name is Wimp and welcome to the update of the Open Cockpit Utility Hover Vehicle 08 HoverCamper. I've already spawned it in. This is the shit that I that I built before the game was launched. Let me close that. So, I don't know why I've always called it my magic roundabout vehicle. I don't know if there was a vehicle in the magic roundabout that this reminds me of. But my mum called it an ice cream van. So this is the original. Now, I've got some ideas for how I can change this so it doesn't look quite so cartoonish and derpy. The first of those is that the engines and the thrusters are going to be in little nacelles that are going to be similar to sort of that kind of shape, maybe-ish. That kind of shape-ish. So hopefully that'll stop it looking quite so derpy. The other thing I'm going to do is get rid of all of those shutters. Now, I'm about to extend them all, so I would recommend that you turn your volume down, and I'm going to do it after the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh! So, I built this because I like the idea of driving somewhere, landing it, as it were, parking, and then it becomes bigger and you have more space to live in, air quotes. I'm about to retract these, so again with the volume. 1, 2, 3. Hey, what did you say? Yeah, okay. Deaf now. So, they'll all be going. Most definitely they'll all be going. It's kind of a shame they're so loud, because like I said, I like the idea of it getting bigger when you get somewhere. Yeah, I'm leaving that joke there. So, other plans. This is going to be retractable, the turret, because as you might know, in my building conventions guide in the workshop, I don't like having civilian vehicles with turrets that are always on display. I think that's a military thing, so all of my civilian vehicles I'm going to try to make them retractable, so that's one thing that's going to change. This kind of roofy bit here that sticks out, I think I'm going to have it on this side and have it the other way round, so the widest point is at the front. I think I'm going to do like a walkway kind of balcony bit so that you can walk from there to there on the outside. And I think I'll put a pretend table and chair right here, but not the fridge. That's a fridge under there. So that's one thing that's going to change. On this side, I think I'm going to put a place where you can put a tool turret, so you can mine with this vehicle if you need to. So there'll only be one exit from the cockpit on this side, and you can also walk through and into here. I'm going to remove all the doors on this, but the way I'm going to build it is such that it should be easy to modify into an enclosed version if you're on a planet where it's either unbreathable or it's inhospitable in some other way, heat or radiation or whatever. So that's the plan. Right, now, I've already, normally when I've been doing these updates, I say, I'll be back in a minute when I bring my arrow out and we'll put some bits on it. Well, I'm already ready for that. That's the wrong button. There we go. So I'm learning. I'm improving. Now, here's what that original HoverCamper was used for. It was a roleplay vehicle. I took it out once as that role play thing where I parked it up next to a body of water. I did a bit of hunting with it. I did a bit of cooking with it. It was kind of fun, but that was it. You know, it's meant to be a camper. This new version is going to be a starter vehicle. Sorry. The idea is that you spawn this in really early. It's going to be tier 1, and it's going to be it'll be slightly upgradable, I'm planning, and I'll talk more about that as I go through all these devices, but I'm planning only for it to be upgradable up to tier 1, but it'll come, tier 2, but it will come tier 1. Right, so I'm going to have a small generator, but with a space for large in case it needs more power. I'm going to put on 2 fuel tanks, and I'm going to try to do space for at least 4, as in 2 more, 4 in total. I might try and get space for 5, but I don't know. Then, when it comes to the thrusters, I'm going to do 2 smalls in all directions. Where did that go? Nowhere. 2 smalls in all directions, but again, I'm going to try to leave space. Well, I have plans to leave space, so it should be possible for them to be upgraded to mediums. Then I'm going to have 4 hover engines. I don't think I'm going to be able to work in space for more, but hopefully 4 will be fine. As you can see, it's going to have a detector, and it's going to have a Wi-Fi and a place to drive it from. That one? That one? That one? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Right, let's get the next lot of stuff out. Hawker. I'm sure you can see what's coming next. It's going to have a fridge. And it's going to have a constructor. Now, I know those are 2000 on the CPU, but this is the kind of vehicle, like I said, the idea is it's the kind of the first vehicle you would spawn in. That's my plan. So you kind of want a constructor, a fridge, and an armor locker in your first vehicle, because that's kind of the point of getting a hover vehicle in, is that you've got those on it. Now, I also want a clone chamber. Now, I've already checked, and these things have a CPU of 1. Clone chamber 1, CPU 1. Yeah. They didn't used to. Oh, mind you, I don't actually know. What is it I'm thinking of? Oh, the unlock level. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, so that's definitely doable. I want a harvest module on the front for cutting down some trees, and I would like it to come with at least the turret, a turret. I'm hoping I can get that on. I will try my best. So, next we have an ammo container for the turret. Now, I'm not going to have any extensions attached to that. I'm going to put it in a place where it can be extended slightly, but it's not going to come with it. Then it's going to have an ore and wood thingy for obviously the harvest, but you can also use it for cargo. And I'm planning to do 8 extensions around it in a square, and that'll be in the floor. So if you want to expand that, you can take the floor out, which will be carbon substrate, by the way. This original vehicle is all built from steel, and the new one is going to be all carbon substrate. Oh, here we go. Let's check the CPU on this one. So there are 206 steel blocks. Now, it's going to be slightly bigger. Maybe even, like, I might need a bit more room in the back, especially for that clone chamber. So I'm hoping it'll be 300 carbon blocks ish, and like I said, I want it to also be easily adaptable into a pressurized version by placing other blocks and windows and doors. So hopefully, if it does go over CPU, it'll only be by 100 maybe. Right, 2 spotlights on the front as usual. 2, yeah, probably. 2 flares on the back, and I'm thinking it's going to have 3 little internal lights. Now, these aren't going to make up much with CPU. Are they 1 each, I think? Let me just check. Lights. There. There are 5 and they're 5 each. Okay, cool. I mean, 1 each. 5 and 5 total is what I meant. Right, and then there's the last little few bits. So, yes, let's stick with this. So, there's going to be 4 docking pads. And possibly 2 small cargo containers. That should be it now. So, this should be under. Yeah, it is, yeah. 4,291. So, if we call... let's allocate 400 for the blocks. So, we're doing okay to stay in Tier 1. Now, I'm going to probably... No, that was the wrong thing to do, wasn't it? Right. Let's do it from there, then. Thank you. Yeah. Right, I'm going to try to put on 1 O2 station and 2 O2 tanks with space for more. And then I will kind of build it out where there's a ventilator and where the doors and windows should go, but I'm not going to allocate those. Yeah, I should be okay. And then under Tier 2, yeah, under Tier 2, I want to leave space for, that's the wrong thing. I was going to put drill modules on it, but I'm thinking maybe, well, I won't be putting them on it either way, but I was thinking of leaving space for this stuff. So, I'm going to leave space for the T2 extender for the CPU, a medic station. The Gatling guns, I think, are going to have a little slot in the kind of nacelle area. It'll be sort of there-ish. And finally, yeah, I'll leave a space on the bottom for some hover boosters. I might try and get one on as it is stock, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. Yeah, and obviously, as I've outlined, as I've put down all these devices, I'm going to leave space as well. So the overall design will be very similar to this. It'll be a similar layout. I am keeping a bed, fight me, but I think what I'm actually going to do is make it like a really small bed, just a 1 block wide. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this holding up the turret. I think I'll try. And this is 5 wide in here with a thin block for the outer walls, isn't it? Yeah. So there we go. That's the plan. So I'm going to get started, and I'll see you again when I've got something to show you. See you in a bit. Welcome back. So, hang on, let me put these away. Obviously she's a bit chunkier than that one. I mean, she's technically the same size. That's 5 blocks wide, and then a thin wall block on the outside of them. Same as this, 5 blocks wide, and then a thin wall block. But these engine nacelles make it look a bit chunkier, and that block. So that's where the tool turret would go. You remove those and put it there. So, I mean, yeah, she looks a bit more militaristic because of all the angles and stuff, but at least she doesn't look like a cartoon anymore. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to stay like this though, and there's a good reason for that. You can probably tell, actually. You may have been screaming at the screening at the screen the whole time about how this might handle... Nope, wrong button. Oh, so I got it under CPU. Hooray. So doors and extra blocks and windows for airtighting it would take it over probably. Doors are worth 4 CPU each. The air vents are worth 1 each, I believe. And then the windows are worth 1 each, and the carbon is worth 1 each as well. But here's the worrying thing: you're 22 degrees. And I'm not sure she's going to be very fast. I mean, she's not supposed to be fast or agile. I mean, it is supposed to be a starter vehicle that you can walk around in. I know a lot of other people, they do these small compact things where the only bit you can sort of go in is one of those cockpit blocks, you know, something like that. And then things like the constructor and the fridge and the armor locker, they're either just on the outside of the vehicle or they're just behind shutters, and they make a very small compact ship, and that's well, ground vehicle, and you know, that's fine, but I like to have something I can walk around in. And I might be being a bit stubborn, and it might not actually allow me to. It might not work. But yeah, that's what I've got so far. So I'm going to go take it down now onto the planet, give it a quick drive, see how it handles. I know it's going to be shit, but how shit? Then I think I'll bring in another couple. With one, I'm going to make it airtight to see how much worse it gets with handling when you add the more weight of the extra windows and stuff. Yeah, and the doors. And then I think I'll give it a try where I upgrade it to tier 2 and put in the extra thrusters. See, there are additional slots for more thrusters, so you can upgrade those to a medium, the front ones. And these, there's a space for mediums, and then one above them as well on all of these places. Oh, except here they have to be smalls because there's stuff behind them. I did originally have it, the rear nacelle things, they were 2 wide and only 1 tall, and that looked even stupider. But yeah, so I went with that, but it means these will only be smalls, but I'm okay with that. So that's what I'll do now, and I'll see you when I get down there for the test drive. Yeah, okay, I'll do it in the order I said, where I test drive this, then I add more weight and test drive it again, and then I upgrade it and test it again. Right, see you in a bit. Right, let's give it a try. Okay, 16 meters a second maximum speed, and this may have been a mistake. So I'm thinking I might need to make it smaller. I'm not sure how though. I mean, the medic station is... Am I being blind? Probably. Where is it? There it is. So that's unlock 7. Yeah, so that's an upgrade possibility. Can you spawn from one of these? I don't think you can you? No. No. I could get rid of all of that, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like its style. It's too big. It's too slow. I sort of want to try again, but even if I try again, I'm not sure how to fix it. I mean, like I said, I stubbornly want a starter vehicle that is upgradable, comes with this equipment here, and one of those for fighting drones, and you can walk around in, and has a pretend bed. I mean, again, stubborn. Yeah, I think I'm not going to bother upgrading it to tier 2. I'm just going to assume it's not going to be very good. Alright, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board then, so I think this one's going to go bye-bye. So, bye-bye! So I've been stubbornly trying to fix it, kind of. I mean, working through ideas. I've reined in the size a little bit just by copying the whole front bit here and then moving it back one block. It is slightly problematic when there's a door there. Actually, that door is in the wrong place, so I'm going to need to try again. It needs to be there to line up with the wall. So one of the reasons why I'm stubbornly still trying is that I've been walking around in it on the planet in the gravity, which of course I can't do in space without the construction dock. And I like the way it feels. So I have an idea. I think so. The roof is a flat wall panel thing, block shape. You know what I mean? That one, wall. It's funny they call it a wall, but it's on the top of the block, which gives you almost 4 blocks of headroom while still only being 4 blocks high, the vehicle. I might have to forego that. I think I'm going to put the wall block on the bottom of the same block. Now, that isn't going to save much, but it should save something. And then that turret will move down by 1 as well. I'll have to find a new place for the detector, but that's fine. Yeah, there'll need to be a new place for that vent suggestion place. Yeah. There'll be less room. Oh, I mean, it's okay. And I think what I'm going to do is I can pull in the back by an extra block and then have only a 2 wide door on the back instead of a 3 wide door, which I don't really like to do, but it does look a bit like a van, so that would prevent that a little bit. I mean, you could argue you don't need a door on the back at all, but I kind of like the idea that even on a vehicle this small, you can just sort of walk out in any direction you need to. Yeah, so if I make that door too wide, let me demonstrate. Oh, it was already there. Okay, well, whatever, I'll just use that. So if I do that, and then the place where this medic station will be is against that wall, but that's further in by 1 block, so that it's kind of up against this. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's, you know, it's okay. Could I turn that somehow? No. And then with this, I mean, that's easy enough. You bring the fridge down to there, you bring that constructor across by 1, and then you get rid of that cargo box along with that one, or probably change that to 2. I don't know. it might be more useful as one, but yeah, I can bring the back in by one block. The other thing I think I'm going to do is make these nacelles, air quote. They're not really nacelles, are they? But I mean, I'm not sure what else to call them, but if I remove the top kind of upgradable slots and have it only that big, I mean, it's less bulk and weight to move around, so that might be okay. Right, I'm gonna go do that then. I'm gonna go into space and do that. Right, I shall see you later. Right, she's smaller. She's smaller now, so she's, as I mentioned before, I brought the front end in from there backwards by one block. I brought the back end in by one block. I brought it down, I mean, you could sort of say by one block. I mean, kind of. These walls are still in the same block space, but yeah, I mean, it's better, and got rid of that. I still want to block off the doorway there, because I mean, there's only a small amount of space for extra fuel, and the only place else you can put fuel is against that wall, and if you have that as a doorway, that's all the fuel you can have, really. So but I mean, it looks a bit better than it did, I think. A bit. It sort of looks, with these thruster assemblies here, I did think about putting, you know, some slanted blocks here to kind of tidy it up a little bit more, but I thought that just would add extra weight and stuff. So CPU wise, she's okay now. It's not quite enough to add an RCS, but you know, it's alright. And manoeuvring wise, she's only got up to 23 on the turning, 23 degrees a second, so it's not going to be outstandingly brilliant compared to the first one. Oh god, yeah. But it's better. I think this is a, you know, straight line only kind of vehicle. She only gets up to 20 meters a second as well, although I think that's still a bit better than it was. Do you know what? I'm gonna see, because the difference between a medium and a small thruster, a small is 40 CPU and these mediums, as you can see, is 88. So it's double and then a slightly bit more. So give me a second. I'm going to try and see if I can bring it in to tier 1 but with mediums already attached. So I'll edit this bit out and bring you back when I'm done. Right, that's all them replaced. 40 on the yaw. Okay. Yeah, okay. Fine. So where can I save some? I'm not sure it's going to be possible. 150. So the harvest module. See, it's so shit at turning, I think you need that to clear away any trees you crash into. They're only worth 1 each, aren't they? The docking pads. Yeah. Oh, look at that. 300 on the blocks. Which is what I was guessing when I started. At the moment, no. I think maybe it's just going to have to be slow and sluggish until you get a T2 extender. So, I mean, I'm kind of okay with it, because that's kind of the trade-off for having this kind of vehicle. I mean, if you want something that's fast and agile at tier 1 and has all those bits of equipment, you have to have something that you can't walk around in. If you want something you can walk around in, then it has to be slow and sluggish. I think that's the trade-off, isn't it? Right, well, I think I'm done with it now. I will think some more about how to leave the mediums on, but I'm not sure it's possible. But yeah, I think the next time you see it will be painted. So, see you in a while, or tomorrow, or whatever. I lied, didn't I? I just out of curiosity decided to make it airtight and see what the CPU was going to be with the medium thrusters and the additional glass and stuff, doors and blocks. CPU wise, it's only 179 over. I'm tempted to leave it like this. It's not brilliant, but decisions. I would be happier if I could bring it down by 50 or 80 or even 29, but I don't think that's going to be possible looking at what I've got in there. Oh yeah, hang on, let's see, can I get rid of an O2 tank perhaps? I need that. And I need some O2. Is this the wrong thing? Yes, it is. It's in ammo for some reason. Right. I'm going to fill this up. Okay, so 800 in that in the 2 tanks. How much does it need to fill the thing? 151. What are one of those worth again? 40. That's interesting. I'm not sure it's worth it. Oh, I made the bed smaller because having brought the front in by 1 block, there needed to be a bigger door so that you could get past the driver's seat and over to that side of the vehicle. I don't know. It's tempting to just leave it as it is. I mean, she's definitely not the prettiest vehicle in the world, is she? But you know, she does the job. Yeah, I've said it a billion times now. A starter CV, it's not a CV, is it? A starter HV that you can walk around in and comes with defense, a constructor, a fridge, an armor locker, and a respawn point. And then everything else is kind of... Oh! No. No. I was going to say I could get rid of the O2 station, but I kind of want to keep that there because when you have to make it airtight, you will probably need one. Do you need one? That might be an option. How much is it worth? 50. I would be okay taking it down by 50. I mean, I would have to put other blocks there, so it would go back up by 2. Yeah. Do you need an O2 station? I think you do, actually. I think you do, even with the non-airtight one. Yeah, I could take it out for the non-airtight, but then when you need it to be airtight, you're still going to be going up to 5179. The thing is, that's not much. I mean, I was hoping to only go over by 100. The fact that I haven't gone over by 200... Do you know what? I think it's done. I think I'm going to leave it with the medium thrusters and be happy about it. Yeah, I think I am. Although, there's less now to upgrade when you go to tier 2. Yeah, but then, of course, there are still the medium tier 2s that you could still upgrade to when you go to a T2 CPU. I mean, if you don't mind it looking stupid, you could go up to the large. I think it's done. I'll give it some more thought about trying to get it down by another 50 or 80, but I think it's done. I think I'm going to leave it. I think. Say I think again, Wimp. I think I'm going to go paint it. So, I'll see you in a while. As you can see, she painted! Yay! Right, I need to show you a couple of things other than the paint job. First, I've moved the detector there. I've moved that from, you may have noticed in the previous clip, it was there. I thought I would assign that spot to the T2 CPU block device thing. Originally that was intended to go there, but now that it doesn't need to go there, it means that if you need this to be airtight, you can now have 3 oxygen tanks there. There. Oh yeah, fuel. So I got rid of the... Oh yeah, CPU. This is why I did the fuel. CPU. So I've got it all the way down to 5011. 11. So I did that by getting rid of one of the O2 tanks. As you saw, there's only one there now. I also got rid of... There was a cargo box in this corner here, but I've now left it with blocks that you can replace with a cargo box. So that freed up a bit. That getting rid of that O2 tank got rid of a bit, and then, like I said, or I was about to say, I replaced the 2 normal sized fuel tanks with 3 smalls. So I put 2 smalls there. The idea is that you would then put the normal sized ones where these red blocks are. That red block there is for when you need to upgrade to a normal sized generator, and these ones are additional hover engines should they be needed. Yeah, and I put an extra small fuel tank here just to give you the idea that you can put whatever you need in this space, and that's why it's blocked off rather than being a door. Yeah, and as you can see, as I've been looking around, it's painted. These blocks that are this shape with that texture are earmarked for the air vents. Again, if this needs to be airtight. I think that's it in regards to everything I've changed, and everything's painted. Yes, I did struggle with this because I thought here would be a really good place for it. It would sort of explain an additional reason why it's blocked off rather than being a door, but obviously these are wall panels, so they take up the block on the outside. So yeah, I couldn't get anything to work at all. I mean, other than it just stuck out like a penis, and some vehicles' penises work well. This one there did not. So it went there. I thought about here and maybe here, but I mean, same problem really, because these wall panel shaped blocks, yeah, they're on the outside of the block. I couldn't put them there. I also thought maybe sticking here and coming out to where the sort of in front of the door. Now the door has to be on the inside on these blocks because the light and the switch is there. So it would be fine there, but of course it would block the door. Oh yeah, I changed these windows. They for some reason I chose to put 5 1-block windows all along the front. Don't know why. If I use these, they obviously free up not only CPU, I mean 2 CPU, but still something. It would have been 5013 otherwise. But obviously it's also slightly less silicon. Yes. Right, so I think that's everything other than the device grouping and stuff. So I shall see you in a while once I've done that. Oh, I also, sorry, I forgot to mention, I took it down for a second test drive. I realised that when I test drove it the first time, I paid absolutely no attention at all to the power in the bottom right hand corner there, the power usage. So I thought I really ought to, and then I decided I put some ore in there and had the constructor running, turning the ore into ingots, and gave it another test drive just to see how much power that constructor actually does use while it's working. And it was very close to being 100%, but at no point did it go over. It was like 80-90% power. I'm really impressed with these small generators. That keypad there is very Space Engineers, isn't it? I see where you got your inspiration from there, Elion. Yeah, so there we go. That's everything I need to mention. So I shall see you in a bit once I've finished. Right, it's all finished. The devices are grouped and named, and all the signal logic is sorted. I have changed this bit ever so slightly. I was playing around with the shape because I wanted a little bit more room to get up onto this slope, and I wanted to kind of bring that in so that this diagonal ends at that thruster rather than half a block out like that. And when I then changed it back to being out half a block like that, because I wasn't happy with how much space there was, I decided to leave the little roof as I had changed it. So the roof now doesn't line up with the floor here, but I'm okay with that. And that does mean it's now gone down by, what was it, 2? Yippee! Savings, yes. I did forget to mention when I painted it that I have included some colours, but I'll cover that more proper like in the tour. So, thank you very much for taking an interest in the HoverCamper. Hopefully you enjoy it, and I hope you kind of get the idea that, you know, it's a starter vehicle that you can walk around in, as opposed to one that's fast but only has a cockpit. And hopefully I'll either see you in the tour for this vehicle or in a video for another vehicle. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Super professional outro! Just to give you time really to remove this video from your watch later list or something.